Understanding and overcoming the habit of self-silencing. Silence can be comforting and peaceful, especially in a world that's constantly buzzing with noise. However, there are times when silence can be harmful, particularly when it prevents us from speaking up and expressing ourselves. Unfortunately, many people have become accustomed to being silent in certain situations, even when it goes against their values or beliefs. In this video, we'll explore why you might be so used to being silent and how you can start to break the cycle. Fear of rejection and judgment. One of the primary reasons why people remain silent is because they fear rejection and judgment. They may worry that their ideas or opinions won't be accepted, that they'll be laughed at or ridiculed, or that they'll face backlash or punishment. This fear can be especially intense in group settings, where the pressure to conform can be overwhelming. To overcome this fear, it's important to recognize that rejection and judgment are not the end of the world. People may disagree with you or criticize you, but that doesn't make you any less valuable or worthy as a person. Additionally, standing up for your beliefs and expressing yourself can be empowering and fulfilling, even if it's difficult at first. Lack of confidence. Another common reason why people remain silent is because they lack confidence in themselves and their abilities. They may feel that they don't have anything valuable to contribute or that their ideas are not worth sharing. This lack of confidence can be especially detrimental in professional settings, where speaking up and advocating for oneself can be critical for success. To overcome this lack of confidence, it's important to practice self-compassion and remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Additionally, seeking out opportunities to develop your skills and knowledge can help you feel more confident in your abilities. Unhealthy power dynamics. In some situations, people may remain silent because they feel powerless or marginalized. They may feel that their voice doesn't matter or that they'll face consequences if they speak up. This can be especially true in situations of abuse or oppression, where speaking up can be dangerous or even life-threatening. To address this issue, it's important to work towards creating healthier power dynamics in your relationships and communities. This may involve seeking out allies and advocates, speaking out against injustice, and supporting those who are most vulnerable. Comfort zone. Finally, some people may be so used to being silent because it's simply become their comfort zone. They may feel that speaking up is too risky or too uncomfortable, and they prefer to avoid conflict or confrontation. While this may be understandable, it can also prevent you from growing and learning. To break out of this comfort zone, it's important to challenge yourself to speak up and express yourself in situations where you might normally remain silent. This could be as simple as sharing your thoughts in a meeting or engaging in a difficult conversation with a friend or family member. Over time, you may find that speaking up becomes easier and more natural. In conclusion, there are many reasons why people become so used to being silent in certain situations. Whether it's fear of rejection, lack of confidence, unhealthy power dynamics, or simply a comfort zone, it's important to recognize the underlying causes and work towards overcoming them. By speaking up and expressing ourselves, we can create positive change in our relationships, communities, and the world at large. One of the most important steps in overcoming your silence is to identify your triggers. What makes you feel silenced? Are there particular situations or people who make you feel uncomfortable or disempowered? Once you've identified these triggers, you can start to develop strategies to address them. For example, if you tend to feel silenced in meetings, you might try preparing ahead of time by writing down your thoughts or ideas beforehand. This can help you feel more confident and prepared, and give you a greater sense of control over the situation. Alternatively, if you tend to feel silenced by particular people in your life, you might try setting boundaries or seeking out support from others who can help you feel more empowered. Another important step in overcoming your silence is to practice assertiveness. Assertiveness is the ability to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs in a clear and direct manner, without violating the rights of others. It's an essential skill for communicating effectively and establishing healthy boundaries in your relationships. To practice assertiveness, Start by identifying a situation where you might normally remain silent, and practice expressing yourself in a clear and direct manner. This might involve using I statements, for example, "I feel frustrated when you interrupt me," being specific about your needs and expectations, for example, "I need you to listen to me without interrupting," and staying calm and respectful even if the other person becomes defensive or aggressive. Remember, asserting yourself does not mean being aggressive or confrontational. It simply means expressing yourself in a way that is clear, respectful, and effective. It's also important to seek out support from others as you work to overcome your silence. This might involve talking to a therapist or counselor, joining a support group, or simply reaching out to friends and loved ones who can provide encouragement and validation. Finally, it's important to remember that overcoming your silence is a process. It may not happen overnight, and there will likely be setbacks and challenges along the way. But with patience, practice, and support, you can learn to speak up and express yourself in a way that is authentic, empowered, and fulfilling. In conclusion, being silent can be a harmful and limiting habit that prevents us from expressing ourselves and living our lives to the fullest. Whether it's fear, lack of confidence, unhealthy power dynamics, or simply a comfort zone, there are many reasons why we might remain silent in certain situations. But by identifying our triggers, practicing assertiveness, seeking support, and embracing the process of change, we can break free from our silence and become more empowered, confident, and authentic versions of ourselves. Ultimately, being silent can prevent us from achieving our goals, building meaningful relationships, and living a fulfilling life. When we remain silent, we may miss out on opportunities to learn and grow, share our talents and ideas, and connect with others on a deeper level. We may also find ourselves feeling isolated, disconnected, or unfulfilled. Breaking free from our silence requires us to confront our fears, challenge our beliefs, and step outside of our comfort zone. It requires us to be vulnerable, to take risks, and to trust in ourselves and others. But the rewards of breaking our silence can be immense. By learning to speak up and express ourselves, we can build stronger relationships, pursue our passions, and achieve our dreams. We can discover our true voice, embrace our unique perspective, and make a positive impact on the world around us. So if you find yourself feeling silenced or stifled, remember that you have the power to change. It may not be easy, and it may take time and effort, but with persistence and determination, you can overcome your silence and embrace a more authentic, empowered, and fulfilling life.